Yeah.
Let me know when you see my screen.
Yeah.
We can see you.
You're able to see my screen?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, cool. So today, the first topic we are going to talk about is application server. So as I explained you yesterday, the application server is required to run the Java-based applications. I mean, any client-server application or any kind of JTE-based application requires an application server to run the application. So inside the Tomcat, there is a concept called, I think I might pull something. Let's go here. So Tomcat, this is an open source application server. So right now there are, these are the official website for Tomcat. And, this is coming from the Apache Foundation. So there are, these are the latest Tomcat versions, 7, 8, and 9 is the very latest version. So I usually recommend to go one version below the latest version, because when they release the latest version, there is a chance that, they will have build stability issues, and, they might be fixing defects, and all that sort of stuff happens with the latest versions in any software. That's why I always try to recommend to take one version below the most recent one, because that will be more stabilized. Okay, so now, when you go to the Tomcat 8, then you'll get here you can see all the binaries and distributions. So you take from here, core, depending on either, don't worry about all this stuff. If you are Windows operating system, just take the download the zip file and unzip it. And if it is Unix, download the ZZ file and unzip it. That's all you need to do to install Tomcat. And the Tomcat to run, you need to install JDK and then set up the class path. Otherwise, the Tomcat will not run, because Tomcat will look for already installed JDK on your machine. If the JDK is not installed, Tomcat throw an exception. So I think I already given some other time how to install JDK, right? So install JDK. And Abhishek, you need anything around JDK installation? You can go online and figure that out.
No, actually, I have installed everything and it's ready.
Oh, you have ready. Oh, then good. Super. So now, once you get the Tomcat, and I already installed, let me show you, because I'm using Linux, so that's why you see the user interface a little bit different. So now here you see many other folders. You just look at only Apache Tomcat. You're able to see my screen, or you want the bigger font, or what?
Little bit bigger font would do.
Okay. Okay. I made it up, so we'll see. So now you see the Tomcat. Once you unzip, you get the folder something like this. So now that's your Tomcat home folder. So now I'm going inside the Tomcat home folder. Now you can see there are different folders available inside the Tomcat. So each one folder is meant for a different purpose. So bin is more, all Tomcat specific files will be under the bin. And the configuration is, if you want to make any configuration at application server level, you can do a configuration. libraries, whatever the libraries that needed to run the Tomcat. And other licensing is pretty standard text, licensing terms and conditions and all that stuff. And logs is when you run deploy the application on Tomcat, it generates logs, and you can go and check in the logs and troubleshoot what is going on with your application whenever you have a problem. And web apps, this is a place where you actually deploy your applications. So this is high level. We'll go, for every folder topic in a very detailed manner while we are building this Sting application. So now let's focus only on bin folder. cd bin. So when you go to the bin folder, you will see so many different files. So if you are on Windows, you need to run bat file. I mean, you can get search in Google how to run the bat file to start the application. So you see here startup bat. So when you run this file, automatically Tomcat server will be up and running. So if you want to shut down the server, you can run shutdown.bat. So because I'm using Linux, I will use shell scripts, nothing but the same thing, sh. So now I'm starting my Tomcat server, sh, startup.sh. So now you see here, Tomcat is started. It's all configured. It took the, my local JDK path. You read every line here. So this one, using JRE home. This is the JDK path where I have installed JDK. It picked up the JDK, and then it's setting up class path, and then running the Tomcat. Once the server is started, you get the message Tomcat started. So, and now how do you test the Tomcat is started or not? So go to localhost. By default, Tomcat will run on the port number 8080. That's a default port. If you want to change port number, you can definitely change using configuration files. We'll go, I'll explain you later point of time. No, it's going somewhere. Let's see, because I might have Docker. 1 minute. Should not go there. That means ps -a. So I'm running Tomcat from some other container. I'm going to stop it. Okay, cool. So now let's see. Ideally, it should give me Tomcat page. So it's gone. Okay, nice. Yeah, 10785. Just bear with me. Somewhere the port number 8080 is used on my machine. That's why it's not there. So now nothing is there, no process. I killed up all the process. So now let's start the Tomcat. So Tomcat is should be started. So you want to check the log files. You can definitely check what is going on with the logs. That's what I told you, right? Now, once the Tomcat is started, now go to cd logs. So now in the log files, it will continuously generate all these log files. So what happens is whenever you run the server, so it will start with this file first, catalina.out. So this is where Tomcat is keep on adding the log file. I'll show you how the log will be. So when the file becomes size bigger and bigger, and it will take the backup of the Catalina, that's what you see are these 3 different log files with different dates. So from here, you can see, oh, this log is generated 16, 16, and 17, 2017 and 8. So whenever the log becomes more and more, it will, put the file into a backlog and then restarts a new log file. So Catalina.out, whatever I highlighted here, this will be the latest log file generated from Tomcat. So now let's see what is in this. So now you can see here. So now this is the last lines. I mean, because I'm using tail. Tail means whatever the last lines of the file. I mean, the file is bigger, but I'm seeing only the last lines because the command that I use is different. That's what I'm seeing there. So now let's go and see whether Tomcat is up and running now. So this is the default Tomcat application page. So whenever you do the localhost 8080, that's where the Tomcat server is running on the port number 8080. So when you go, you get, this is the default page. If you get this default page, that means you have successfully installed Tomcat and you are running this application server properly. And now, if you don't want, you want to shut down the server, you can simply go to the same folder. I mean, whatever the bin folder, right? I showed you earlier. So in the bin folder, you will have shutdown script also, sh, shutdown.sh. So now, server is shut down. Now, if I go and run the same 8080 port, I don't see any, I mean, nothing is running on this port number. That's why you're seeing unable to connect page. So that's the minimum setup you need to install Tomcat, running, starting the server and shutdowning the server. Any questions so far?
No, it's clear.
No question.
Okay. So now we will go in detail around the server while we are building the application. This is the minimum basic setup you need with the Tomcat. Now let's go and focus on creating a basic project setup. So I think you guys know anything about Git? Arun, I know that you know about Git. And other guys, do you guys know anything about Git?
No, I don't know.
No.
So Abhishek, what is the source code repository you have used in previous projects?
I have used SVN.
Oh, okay. So Git is, most modern source code control repository system, which is an extension of SVN. So SVN is in a plain binaries, and Git built on top of the SVN binaries, and Git is most popular right now in the industry.
Okay.
So how do you want me to go with you? Because so if I start Spring Framework, you need to start writing some samples, and you need to submit your samples on the central repository, code repository server. That way, I can review your code. I can let you know what mistakes you are doing. So if I don't do anything around Git, that means you cannot, whatever the changes you made, examples or anything, you cannot submit all those changes to me.
I mean, if you can give a little overview, I can, maybe look into a few videos and then take it up from there.
So what I can do is I will go over on Git for 2 or 3 sessions, and then I will start Spring.
Yeah, that would help.
Okay. And Ravli, you also need to read a lot of material around Git. Git is a little bit complicated to use, so you need to be very aggressive in learning Git.
Okay.
Okay. So first step that you need to do with the Git is you need to install Git. So that should be straightforward. So because I'm using, the installation process is a little bit different in Windows and Linux. I know that you guys are using Windows. Git install Windows. So, when you get it, so you get something like this. You follow the, Google material to install. I mean, this is, because I'm not using Windows, it gets screwed up. That's why I'm not installing on this. You try to install and ask me in case you block. I can help you out installing
I
it
guess there is
on
a video
Windows.
on YouTube.
Pardon me?
I guess there is a video on YouTube. What you explain actually.
Your voice is too low.
Hello? Am I audible?
Your voice is too low. Can you speak up?
I don't know. Something is wrong with my laptop actually.
Okay. So now, when you do, get the exe file, and probably I'll give it a try and see how that works. Maybe I can delete later on. Let's see. So I downloaded the Git file. Now you get something like this, and install. That's fine. So I'm using whatever the default comes in. When this window comes, whatever this window comes, select first option. The default is Windows command prompt. Don't use that option. Take from Git bash only. Okay, you need to remember very carefully this time. So now, this is all fine. Okay, you select the second option. So when in this window, remember to select the second option, and then this is fine. Default console window. This is okay. Enable. This is all fine, and then install. So while you are installing, please go through this video recording and make sure you do the right installation.
Okay.
I think it'll take a minute or so. Be patient. Oh, it is taking a longer time. Almost there. Okay, done. Now once you install, there should be an icon. Okay, it doesn't come. So now type in git and then you get git bash. And once you open the git bash is nothing but a Unix type of terminal. So this is exactly similar to whatever in the Linux that I am doing. There's not much difference. This terminal and the other git bash terminal is same. So now once you click on the open the git bash terminal, and then you can, there is no much difference between operating systems. So now that's why I'm trying to explain you on the Linux operating system. So once you do that, there is no need, you can be on any folder. So first thing that you need to do is set up global environment setup at the Git level, Git global level. So what I'm doing here is, you need to read a lot of commands online and understand what is each command purpose is. Now here I'm doing git config list. So that means what I'm saying here, give me the list of configurations that I am added at a Git global level. So now when you see here, I have done two parameters set up. One is user email, one is username. So the purpose of these two parameters are, whenever you make a change, code change, when you commit your change, the commit will automatically uses the email ID as this and committer name as this. So that is nothing but something like I'll show you here. So you see here, right, each time. Excuse me. So each time when I make a code changes and commit my changes, then automatically on the right side you see this one. My first name, whatever the name that I set up here, this is the name I set up, and this is the email ID. Automatically my name and my email ID within the braces will come up in for every commit message. So that's the purpose of adding these two parameters. How do you add this? So you can simply say git config, I think user.name, so single quotes, and I'm saying, let's say I'm saying just singularity. Now you will see it will change. My user.name will change to singularity. What is that? Git no such file or directory. Git config. Icon username. Oh, git config global. That's what I missed. Git config global. Now you see that. So now if I go and see the git config list now, you can see my username is changed to singularity. So that's how you can set up. Now I'm changing back to the previous one. So now I changed back to the previous one. Now you can see the older one. Similarly, you can make the change git config global and user.email, and you can give whatever your valid email ID here. Automatically that will be taken care of. So that's how you need to set up your email and your full name at a Git global level. That's the first step you need to do. And I will stop here. Just try to install Tomcat and play around, and install Git and play around, and read some material around Git. So I will explain you Git in a conceptual manner tomorrow, and I'll also set up a project on the cloud, and you can check out from there, and we can start on Spring.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so all that we need to do is download Git and then set up the username and email at the global level and look into the Git commands.
Look into the Git, try to read material around what is the concept of the Git. So commands you will get, easily, but you need to understand how Git actually works.
Okay.
So what is the difference between an SVN and and a Git? So you might know SVN, how it works, check-in, check-out, and you push the file and you get the file, right?
Right.
So, and how the Git is different from Subversion. So read some material around that, and tomorrow I can explain you in detail, how to, set up the project and get the project out.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so you guys have any questions before I wrap up for today?
No, I don't have any questions.
No questions.
Okay. So thanks everyone. We'll meet same time tomorrow.
Okay. Bye. Good night.
Have a good night.